Welcome to Talk Crafted English. Liam, thanks for joining me for coffee. I have to confess, first dates always make me a little nervous. Do you get those pre-date jitters, or are you secretly a pro at small talk?
Oh, guilty as charged! I definitely get butterflies, especially when I'm worried I'll spill coffee on myself. But honestly, I think awkwardness is kind of charming. Makes things feel more real, you know?
Absolutely! There's something endearing about two people fumbling through introductions. I once introduced myself with my last name first. Instant mystery or instant confusion?
That's hilarious! It reminds me of those moments when you go for a handshake and the other person goes in for a hug, classic first date dance. At least it's memorable, right?
Definitely memorable. So, let's break the ice for our listeners. What's your go-to fun fact on a first date?
I usually say, I can juggle 3 oranges, but not my schedule. It gets a laugh and sets a light tone. What about you?
Since we're being honest, let's talk about dating apps. Ever crafted a bio that made you cringe later? I once put "you had me at pizza" and instantly regretted it.
I love that line. But yes, I've tried everything from mysterious to downright cheesy. My worst was, "here for a good time." I thought the herb pun would win hearts. Spoiler, it didn't.
Food puns always risky, but bios are really like digital business cards. It's wild how people judge a paragraph and a selfie in 2 seconds. Have you ever swiped right just because of a clever bio?
Absolutely. If someone writes "can beat you at Mario Kart," that's an instant green flag for me. Shows humor and a bit of competitive spirit. How about you? Do you have any bio deal breakers?
Oh, anything with "here for a partner in crime" is an auto swipe left. We're not starting a heist, just looking for brunch plans. Switching gears, let's talk about first impressions in person. They say you can tell a lot from someone's handshake or eye contact. Do you buy into that, or is it just a myth?
I think there's some truth to it. Eye contact shows you're interested, but too much can feel like a staring contest. And laughter, if you can make each other laugh, it's a great sign.
I agree. Although sometimes I laugh just because I'm nervous, so my date probably thinks I'm way more amused than I am. What about awkward silences? Do you embrace them or try to fill every gap?
Honestly, a well-timed pause can be golden. It gives you a chance to collect your thoughts. Plus, if you're comfortable in silence, that's a green flag for me.
So, let's get into Weekend Vibes classic first date territory. What do you usually say when someone asks about your hobbies?
I usually lead with, "I've always wanted to learn guitar, but right now I'm more of a Spotify virtuoso." It keeps things light and relatable. People love talking about music.
Definitely. I've found that sharing guilty pleasures, like binge-watching reality TV, makes the conversation more fun. Any unexpected hobbies you think make for great stories?
For sure. I once met someone who collected vintage typewriters. That led to a whole conversation about writing letters instead of texting. Sometimes the quirkiest hobbies spark the best connections.
Since we're already talking chemistry, let's play a quick game. Green flag or red flag? For example, someone who orders pineapple on pizza.
That's a solid green flag for meat adventurous taste. But if someone spends the whole date on their phone, that's a giant red flag. What's your take?
Agreed. I love when someone asks thoughtful questions. Green flag. But if they only talk about their ex, that's more than a red flag, it's a parade.
So true. It's funny how these little things can shape the whole vibe of a date. Sometimes the best connections come from the smallest details.
Let's talk about humor. You think it's the secret sauce of a great date?
Definitely. If you can joke around, even about silly things like mispronouncing menu items, it breaks the ice. Plus, playful teasing shows you're comfortable.
I once tried to impress a date with a magic trick and accidentally flung a coin into my coffee. At least we laughed. Do you ever worry about crossing the line with jokes?
For sure, there's a fine balance. The best humor is inclusive. It makes both people feel good. If a joke falls flat, I just say, "Well, that's one for the blooper reel."
Speaking of dating lingo, I love how phrases like swipe right have become part of everyday English. Have you noticed new expressions popping up lately?
Absolutely. Terms like ghosting or benching are everywhere now. I even heard someone say, he's a walking green flag. It's like dating has its own secret language.
It's wild how quickly these catch on. Even non-daters are using them. Do you think these expressions help people connect, or just add more confusion?
Bit of both. They make sharing dating experiences relatable, but sometimes you need a translator. My parents still think swipe left means cleaning your phone screen.
Let's pivot to real-life. Balancing work and dating can feel like a circus act. Any tips for not letting a busy schedule kill the romance?
It's all about priorities. I try to carve out date nights, even if it's just takeout on the couch. Studies show couples who plan regular time together report 30% higher relationship satisfaction.
That makes sense. Even tiny rituals like texting good morning keep the connection alive. Have you ever struggled to find time for someone you really liked?
Definitely. It's tough, but sometimes the right person makes you want to rearrange your calendar. If they're worth it, you find a way even if it means juggling oranges and meetings.
Let's imagine. If you could plan the ultimate date, no limits, what would it be?
Honestly, a road trip with surprise playlists and random food stops. But for a disaster scenario, imagine showing up in costume for what you thought was a themed party, and it's just a normal dinner.
That's epic and awkward. I'd probably try to own it by pretending I'm auditioning for a movie. What's your strategy for salvaging a date that's gone sideways?
Keep a sense of humor and be honest. Sometimes admitting, this is a bit of a disaster, but at least we'll have a great story, turns things around.
As we wrap up, let's get deep for a second. What do you think truly makes someone interesting on a date?
Curiosity. People who ask good questions and genuinely listen stand out. A 2022 study found that perceived interest is one of the top predictors of attraction.
I love that. I also think sharing little stories, even embarrassing ones, makes someone relatable. Vulnerability is underrated in dating.
Totally agree. At the end of the day, it's about being yourself even, if that self is a little awkward or quirky. That's where real connection happens.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And for our listeners, don't forget every date is practice for the next great conversation.